Hello, friends and fans of Cheese of Ages. I'm back from Worldwide D&D Day, also known as Neverwinter Game Day. As my previous announcement video that had audio problems announced, I'm here to do a vlog entry about the goings-on. First, we'll quickly sweep through the swag that you received if you were a player or a DM. Both get this nice little bag for your swag that has Dungeons & Dragons on one side and Neverwinter on the other, and the nice little font. Anyway, players and DMs, for instance, get a Dritz Dord and a bookmark, which is advertising the Legend of Dritz comic book series that's coming out soon. And also a sample chapter of the second book of the Neverwinter saga, simply entitled Neverwinter. It's an R.A. Salvatore sample chapter. It's the standard quality of R.A. Salvatore. So if you like him, you'll like the sample chapter, and you'll probably be getting the book anyway regardless. Next is stuff that's directly related to play, because the player swag isn't all that great. You get a random character theme card, which is used to generate your character. And according to the DM's book, which gives you the rules, you can actually pick a different one if you don't like the one you get randomly in your sack. This one, Devil's Pawn, I actually picked this one because I didn't like the one I got. I got Ogma's Faithful, and I'm not really into playing clerics or religious folk. I got Devil's Pawn. Anyway, it gives you the first level theme benefits. You can also find this theme in the Neverwinter campaign setting, but it basically gives you knowledge if there's any class or race prerequisites, and a free power. And also little standard flavor text you'd see in the book. And on the back, it gives you a sample background that you can use for your character, and over here it says how your character would have gotten into the adventure that you are about to get into. For generating your character, they give you a handy-dandy and quite pretty Neverwinter Game Day exclusive character sheet, which is one-sided but complete. It features artwork from the front of the adventure, as you can see here. Also spots for your character theme and an ample character notes section here. So yeah, it also explains rules and stuff. Except for the art, I actually prefer the regular character sheet better. But you know, it's a swanky, very, very attractive character sheet. It's nice. And the character you generate here at Neverwinter Game Day is compatible with the upcoming Encounter season. So that's nice. And that is pretty much it for... Oh, wait. I'd take it off the wall, but back there, on my other side, hanging on my wall, you see a poster of Neverwinter, and in the foreground is a Dracolich. A friend of mine named Jack actually has a mini of that Dracolich. So that's pretty nice. On the opposite side is a poster of the Sword Coast, is a map of the Sword Coast. So it's a pretty swanky poster. Double-sided. You either get a Dracolich or a map of the Sword Coast. Pretty nice. If you're a DM, you get more swag for your trouble. You get to keep the adventure that is run, the Gates of Neverdeath, which, in my case, and I imagine in most cases, the DM is going to be coming with his usual group, and so his usual group will have run through this already. And when are you going to run through it again? You usually only run through it once, but yeah. Gates of Neverdeath. You see the primary... This is artwork depicting a scene from the adventure. You see that's pretty much the boss of the adventure. I'll go into more detail on this particular thing later. One of the benefits of this is it also comes with this map, as you would expect, that you would use for the battles and such. Depicted here is the graveyard, where the second battle, and actually final battle of the adventure takes place. And you'll see a slight design flaw, which is probably common in these things, is it folds where you have two maps, actually, and you fold up a piece of it to have one map. But there's a little bit of the other scene on the bottom here, as you can see. So one map is the dock, and one map is the graveyard. But no matter which way you fold it, or which map you're using, there's always a little bit of the other scene on it. Just throw your dice and shit on that spot. But as you can see, it's actually pretty it's generic enough to be useful for multiple things. For instance, you can use a dock with a boat in many different situations, and you can use a cemetery in multiple different situations. So it's nice. You can use this map for other things aside from this quest. My only problem is that little overlap thing. Because, hey, this side is blank. Why couldn't you just make the paper smaller? Save paper and save that problem. And, as you can probably see, when this thing is folded up, if I can get it folded again, it does not fold evenly. See, when it's all folded up, it does not fold square. So, if they weren't going to care about it folding square or not, why the heck didn't they just put a fold here? And have the folds where it would not have any excess on the sides. I don't get it. But yeah, more on the Gates of Neverdeath a little later. More swag to go over. For your trouble, you get a Dungeons & Dragons Gale Force 9 token sample pack, which includes things for keeping track of, oh, this player is taking ongoing damage, and this player has a generic effect that a save can end, little tabs. And the most useless of them, in my opinion, this is the square a burst is centered on. You know, I don't know why that would need to linger. It's just weird. I don't see the point in this. Because bursts are instantaneous. You can just point there and it goes up to here. Like, boom, effect over, gone. Doesn't need to be on the map long. You also get little bitty things to indicate bloodied. And you get an array of tokens for the various lingering status effects that look like a dragon scale. They have a little curve on this bit here, and they come out like that. So where if you have like a mini or one of these cardboard tokens, you can attach it to the side here, and it fits flush against a medium-sized figure and decently against a large figure. Then you can basically just keep track of status effects quite easily with these. And if you looked at the picture of these, like on the internet, you would think they're like cardboard or something. But if you look really closely here, you can notice there's a sheen that's a little bit more than a standard cardboard token would have. And it's clear on this side. And look at the back. It's black. That's because this is plastic with art behind it and a felt backing. So these were actually far superior to what I thought they would be. I thought they were going to be cardboard when I saw them. Also, obligatory swag, but not necessarily swag, is tokens. This is a large-sized cardboard punch-out thing. Unlike the Monster Vault tokens, it doesn't actually have a specific monster on here. It's just monster, like a Chris Rock joke about Cookie. You'll laugh if you know what I'm talking about, but look it up. Yeah, it's like Monster 2 and PC 3. Sure, they're nice because they're double-sided, so you can flip them over when they're bloodied, but it's very generic. It's nice having extra tokens to like keep track of like hazards and minions and items, but you'll like be looking at a list frequently. Yeah. And also, it's not really swag, because that's the extent of the swag, that both players and other things get. Is if you're a DM, you will have on that day picked up the upcoming D&D Encounters season, the Lost Crown of Neverwinter, which comes with tons of maps. Enough maps for the entire season, and the entire season's quests and encounters in the book. So, these maps, I don't know if this is common because this is the first encounter season I'm actually DMing and have the pack for, but all of the maps that come with this are generic enough to be used in various situations. Like there's a building that's an inn, a bar, basically. There's like a city block. There's like docks, sewers, basically things you can use in various other situations. So yeah, very useful battle grids. Rather than having just a plain grid, you can actually use these if the situation's applicable. So that's nice additional swag that is just from being a DM of the seasons. So that's nice. This video has gone on for 11 minutes about the swag, so that's a bit long. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Type in the video descriptions and everything, and then continue on in another part, giving a detailed breakdown of enjoyments and everything. But first, I'll apologize for not getting this video up as soon as I promised it. I promised it yesterday. But I recorded a whole 35-minute complete vlog entry, and my webcam software did not record. I had pretty much freeze periodically, where it was just, I was talking normally, and then I would be like this for like 5 minutes, and then I'd suddenly go into a spot where I was holding up swag, and then I'd be frozen in that. But the audio was fine, and hideously out of sync. So in order to get this up at some point in time, while I try and figure out that problem, you'll have to deal with the crappy resolution of recording directly from my webcam via YouTube, rather than, filtering it through programs and editing and stuff. Hopefully I'll get this problem sorted out. But anyway, ending this, and moving on to the next part, which will be a more detailed report of what went on the event and what happened on the way back and stuff like that. So Cheese of Ages signing out for the time being. Stay tuned for more.